Once you have that understanding, it's easy to make things." Pilot considered this and said, "Then why don't you just recreate her? That way you wouldn't have to fret about her so much anymore. You'd have your own version of her right here." The ghost looked at the dog as if he had just farted loudly. "You'll understand how dumb that suggestion is after you die." 15 blocks away, a woman was walking down the street carrying a large letter D. If you were to see this image in a magazine or television advertisement, you'd smile and think, "That's a catchy picture." The woman was pleasant-looking but not memorable. Her best features were her slow eyes, which were sexy, full of humor, and intelligent. Otherwise, she had even features that fit well together, although her nose was a little small for her face. She was aware of that, and often self-consciously touched her nose when she knew she was being observed. What people remembered most about her was not the nose, but how very tall she was. An almost 6-foot-tall woman holding a big blue letter D. The only things she had in her pockets now were one key, a bunch of dog treats, and a small toy Formula One racing car. Her father had given her the toy 15 years ago as a good luck charm when she left home for college. She genuinely believed it had some kind of good juju. Treasuring it, she had always kept the small object close by, but she was about to give it away to someone she both loved and disliked, because he really needed any help he could get now to change the way his life was going. She knew he didn't believe in powers or talismans, so she planned on hiding it somewhere in his apartment when he wasn't looking. Hopefully just the toy's aura near him would help. She wore jeans, a gray sweatshirt with St. Olaf College written in yellow letters across the chest, and scuffed brown hiking boots. The boots made her taller. Funnily enough, her height never bothered her. The nose, yes, and sometimes her name. The name and the nose, but never the height, because everyone on both sides of her family was tall. She grew up in the midst of a bunch of blonde human trees. Midwesterners, Minnesotans. They ate huge meals 3 times a day. The men wore size 13 or 14 shoes, and the women's feet weren't much smaller. All of the children in the family had unusual names. Her parents loved to read, especially the Bible, classic German literature, and Swedish folk tales, which was where they had harvested the names for their children. Her brother was Enos, she was German, and her sister was named Pernilla. As soon as it was legally possible, Enos changed his name to Guy and would answer to nothing else. He joined a punk band called Kidney Failure, all of which left his parents speechless and disheartened. German Landis was a school teacher who taught art to 12 and 13-year-olds. The letter D she carried now was part of an upcoming assignment for them. Because she was both genial and enthusiastic, she was a first-rate teacher. Kids liked Ms. Landis because she clearly liked them. They felt that affection the moment they entered her classroom every day. Colleagues were always commenting about how much laughter came out of German's classroom. Her enthusiasm for the students' creations was genuine. On one wall of her apartment was a large bulletin board covered with Polaroid photographs that she'd taken over the years of her kids' work. She often spent evenings looking through art books. The next day she would plop one or more of these books down on the desk in front of a student and point to specific illustrations she thought they should see. Some days the class wouldn't work at all. They would go to the city museum for a show she thought they should see, or a film that had significance to what they were doing. Sometimes they would just sit around talking about what mattered to them. German always thought of these days as intermissions, and almost as important as the workdays. When grilled by students about her life, German talked about growing up in cold Minnesota, her love of auto racing, her dog, Pilot, and her not-so-long-ago boyfriend, Ben. But the students now knew not to ask questions about ex-boyfriend Ben. She fell in love easily but walked away just as easily from a relationship when it went bad. Some men, and there had been many of them, thought this showed she was cold-hearted. But they were wrong. German Landis simply didn't understand.